right into this information. I love the fact that we can actually share this and get the top training from top speakers that's out here. So let's talk about mastering customers out here, because the key to long-term residual is basically customer acquisition. And look, you can jumpstart your business. Though you could be restarting your business or starting your business from scratch or doing anything like that. And what I love is that you can do it every single month that you want to, because it's all about customer acquisition. So it's exciting that we can do this on this line. But the first thing you need to do is become a customer yourself. See, what I love is when you become a customer yourself, and you don't have to do a lot of services, but what I would start off with is maybe 2-3 services, something that you're already paying for, something like cell phone, maybe ID seal that you can get, right? Because you want to protect your identity. And when you get these services, right, guess what? You become a master of the service. See, you want to become a master of the service and go through the experience because one, right, we give you belief in what you're doing, right? And when you see that it actually works, cuts on, you can call someone through your cell phone, different things that you can do. When you go through ID seal, you can see that all these sex offenders in your area and all the things, that great features that ID seal have, guess what? It gives you more belief. That means you're going to do a lot more action right at that, because you're going to be able to promote it effectively. See, when you have it, it's more like a conversation. But when you don't have it, it's more like something, right? But who always get them phone calls about somebody they want to sell you insurance, right? And you like, look, I'm going to go ahead and hang up, right? Because you don't know that individual. But the thing about this industry is that you know the individual that you're inviting out. But not only are you doing that, you're just having a conversation about the service that you already provide, right? So that's why I love, you can get hooked up on gas and electric and show them how simple it is, Zoom energy, just get a master at a couple services and just keep on doing it and keep on talking to people and keep on talking to other individuals. But as you get people on Zooms, right, because we're inviting people to Zooms, and I'm going to go into touch on that in a few minutes, it's going to be some people that don't want to do the business. Newsflash, everybody don't do ACN, but guess what? They can still become your customer. See, that's, you're still going to get a yes in this equation. See, if you invite them to see the presentation, it might be a no, but it might be a yes to becoming a customer. But in the end, listen, if they say no to both, guess what? You can get referrals, right? So as you talk to more people and get them on Zoom, because this is a proven system. But what I want to show you is how you can retain that customer in a few minutes, right? So this is how you can retain this customer. And listen, I want you to get in the habit of just using these words, right? At work earlier, I manage a couple people, right? And what I do is I say, look, can I get a huge favor, right? And I just tell them, once they say yes, I just ask them for whatever it is after that. See, I want you to do this every single day with just some random stuff that you want to do, because I want you to get in the habit of doing that after the presentation. So if somebody said no to me about, getting started, guess what? I'm going to ask them to do a huge favor, because listen, I'm in a house in the area for looking for a house right now. And listen, every customer that I get, guess what? It goes to the closing costs, right? So, just like our Girl Scout cookies, right? If you go to Walmart and you see the Girl Scout cookies outside, right? You want to, they got cookies inside. But because it's the Girl Scout cookies, right? And the little girls, and, you're going to probably buy, some cookies from them, and what happens is when you buy the cookies from them, guess what? You can get them out of Walmart, but you bought it for a cause. So you want to let them know it's a cause of supporting you in this industry. And you just want to go into it. Just, hey, look, hey, how you doing, everyone? Listen, can you do a huge favor? Listen, and then you just want to pause. And the reason why you want to pause, you want to create a dramatic effect, but you want to just let the individual speak. You want them to say yes. And when you get a yes, you want to say, look, I have a lot going on right now. I'm an electrical engineer, but I'm also in the process of buying a house. See, every time, the little girl and little boy that I have and the older boy, listen, these individuals, they eat, we looking for a new home to actually move into. So what I love is that, listen, every time I get a customer, that helps us get, towards the closing costs on the next house that we're trying to get. So if you can do me a favor and try all my services, see, well, the verbiage that I'm using is specific because I want to shoot for the moon. See, if I shoot for the moon and they tell me no, guess what? I'm still landing with the stars. So I'm still going to be able to get 1 or 2 services, and I'm able to get them and attain them, without having any hassle. So you want to include your why somewhere in that process. And if you don't have a why, listen, use the project feeding kids, that you want to feed 100 hungry people. And listen, you're only 2 people away from actually having that way. Now, you might be 100 away, right? But I want you to say 2, because they're going to most likely support you faster, because they're going to help you get to that cause, right? Versus, oh, I got 100 customers that I got to get, right? They don't want to be the first 100, but you want to say 2, right? Because then you get closer to your goal as you do it. So that's why I love the fact that you can utilize tools just like that. Either use your why, use Project Feeding Kids, or use your business partner's why. You also can use that also. And that's where you can help them out also. So you just want to sort and not sell. You just want to go through the numbers, right? So if you have a person that says no and they don't want to support you, get a referral out of them. That's good. You don't want to spend a lot of time with a rotten apple. Look, we don't even eat rotten apples. So why would you spend time with a rotten apple, right? So you just want to throw it in the trash, get rid of it. That's because you don't like it, right? It don't even taste good. It's bitter, right? But also what you want to do is you want to spend a little bit of time with the green apple. They got questions. Listen, answer them questions. Questions are good. If you actually narrow it down and give them detail and say if they want a cell phone, right? Oh, what type of cell phone plan, right? Then you could tell them about Flash Mobile and AT&T, right? Then you could probably break down the plans. How much do you pay for your bill, right? And then once they see the pricing, they might be really intrigued on doing the service because they understand that it saved them money, right? So you just got to answer the question and make sure they're qualifying questions, right? So as you answer it, it's going to lead to a solution that you want to do, right? Getting a service or getting a business partner, right? So you want to just, kind of ask a couple questions, do what you can, but you want to spend 90% of the time with the red apple. See, if someone is sticking on Zoom with you through the whole time that you're talking, they are kind of a red apple, right? Because they can leave the Zoom at any period of time, right? And it's not like how in home presentations where you can just like sit there and ask them a million questions and try to get them to do the service. They can't go anywhere. But on Zoom, if they're sticking on the Zoom, they want to do something. You just got to figure out what they want to do in order to support you or become a business partner, because they want to do something on the line. So you just got to figure it out, ask the appropriate questions, and that way you can move on to the next step. But I want you to focus on free bills. So I talked about ID Seal. If you refer people for 5 people to ID Seal, they will give you a credit every single month. And if you get more than 5, they'll give you an even bigger credit to what you got already. So that's what I love. Saving money is making money, right? Well, free bills is also making money too. So it means it makes sense to eliminate your bills also in the process. So that's what I love about this ACN opportunity, because you can just eliminate bills and you can't do it outside ACN. The ACN is so much of a blessing. You can get rid of your electric bill. Just get 12 gas and electric bills. Now, what if you just eliminated your gas and electric? How much is that every single month? And I want you to times that by 12, because that's for the whole entire year, right? How much money is that saving you in your pockets every single month? See, I just want you to do them calculations, because that's money that you could put to other things in your household. Maybe to that next car note that you want to go and get, anything in the world, because this is a big blessing. Also, what if you did it with your cell phone bill? How much are you paying your month every single month? Because you got to break these numbers down. And when you break down these numbers, you'll realize that the monthly bill adds up to a big bill, right? And if you eliminate the big bill, guess where the big bill goes? Back into your pockets. So if you eliminate them 3 bills alone, just add all that up and just focus on getting on free services. And that way you can just eliminate that bill off the top. So I love the fact that you can do that. Also, the ID Sale has great features. And what I love is that, listen, you can go through the competitors. They're not going to top us, but you have to believe that no one out can top you and top ID Sale. And once you give that belief to your customer, guess what? They're going to get the service. You just have to believe in the service, and the service will do the work for itself because it's already proven. So you can send this screenshot, take a screenshot of this, and you can send it to individuals that you know, or send it to people that's on the fence about doing the service. That way they can know, like, look, we do a lot more than the other people that's out there doing, ID sale protection, or identity theft protection. So you actually can utilize that on this platform. And also I want to talk about team building. This is pretty big right here. I love this topic because this topic is really bigger than what it is, right? Because when you're recruiting somebody, most of the time we thinking that when you recruit somebody that you are, they're trying to get them, right? But you're actually doing a favor for that person, right? And I want you to understand that when you talk to more people and invite them to a Zoom just like this, that you're doing a favor for them, because you never know how you're going to impact that person's life. But what you want to do is just keep on inviting. See, I want you to empty the bucket. And what's in the bucket right now is all the names and numbers that you know, all the people that you know out of your lifetime. And I want you to put them in the bucket, right? Because the biggest thing about the bucket is that you're going to just empty it. See, on your next presentation, all you got to do is just empty the bucket and call everyone to your next presentation. You know why? Because we're going to present on your behalf and they'll decide. See, I want you to get out of the way. I don't want you to prejudge anybody, because you never know if they want to do it or not. See, the people that I thought will do ACN, they didn't do ACN. But the people that I didn't think they was going to do ACN, they end up doing ACN. So you got to do something different in order to get something different. And I love the fact that we actually can do it on this platform, but I want you to keep it real, real simple. You invite, we explain, and they'll decide. And then you do that order, I'm telling you, you're going to get success in this business. So, you want to have 2 grand openings, one for the grand opening, right? But it's going to be some people that miss it, right? And you can't control whether they miss it or not. But what I love is that you got a follow-up event. So when they miss it, they can say, hey, look, I know you missed the last event, but listen, I got another one tomorrow at 8, right? So you can actually just invite them to that one. That way they can see it and check out the information. Just keep on scheduling PBRs, Zoom events, and you'll be able to do it. What you want to do is put everybody on the list. I know it says business owners, macro marketing experience, successful people, happy people. I want you to put everyone on the list, because you never know what the individual is going through, and you can bless them with this opportunity. And this is a real blessing right here. And I love the fact that you can do this, because listen, you need all these individuals, because you're going to grow as an individual and you're going to be able to lead them as you grow, right? So the business owners, look, they get, making investments. So $199 plus the $25 a month fee. Listen, that's a small investment for a lot of business owners. So they understand that it takes money to make money, right? But network marketing experience, they understand that it's a system involved. You want to just talk to them individually because they always looking for making money, right? So why not do it in an essential service business? A lot of other businesses are product business, right? And I would never bash them, but they can become successful. If they can become successful there, they can do it here. So also people that's already successful, because they're going to be successful in anything they do. And listen, you want to be around happy people because they just glow differently, right? You're around a happy person all the time. Listen, we got a lady named Miss Pam Johns. Listen, she's happy all the time. She always got a glow to her. And listen, if you're having a bad day, just have a conversation with a happy person. Listen, they'll brighten up your day really, really quickly. So, and you want to put everyone else, because you never know who's hungry for an opportunity. You never know who got the work ethic, because you're not working with that person every single day. Never knows the type of integrity that person has. That's something big, pretty big. Someone that says they're going to do something, you want them type of people in there. You want someone that has personal power. What that personal power means is that when they kind of say stuff, a lot of people follow them and do it. So you want these individuals in your business, because they're going to be able to make it flourish, do things that you initially can't do on your own. But if you do it together, y'all unstoppable. So I love the fact that we can do that. And here's some guidelines. Here's a little bit of script. You can take a picture of this, but I kind of keep it simple. What I do is, just, say hello, greet them. I say, what are you doing tonight at 8, right? And I just make sure they're free. So if they say yes, guess what? I'm just going to go to the next step. But if they say no, what I'm going to do is say, what about Thursday at 8? I don't want to keep on going into my next topic, my next thing, if they're not available. If they're not available, then I don't need to talk to them about it. And if they're not available for both, guess what? Say, hey, look, I'll just give you a call next time and talk about it next time. It's no big deal. I got you, right? And I'm not going to hold that back from you. So just keep on rolling. But what you want to do is, for the next step, if they say yes, hey, look, I'm excited about something. I really can't give you the details, but I have some tremendous people that I'm working with, right? And these individuals are going to be sharing all the information. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you the link to the event, right? And say event, don't say meeting, right? When you say meeting, it sounds a little boring. But if you say event, oh my goodness, it sounds like a party, right? So what you want to do is you want to just say event. It's all about verbiage, right? So the right verbiage will get your people there. but it's only effective and ineffective language. So if you have it not having success in your invitation, guess what? Tweak the verbiage. That's all you gotta do. Just tweak the verbiage. There's no perfect language here. All you gotta do is just make the call. See, the more calls that you make, the more adjustments that you can make to the call, and you could tailor it to the conversation that individual. Because you're gonna have people that love money. So you can talk about that. You know, we talk about a lot of money here, bro. So we actually can invite you out to this webinar and you can check it out. And then after they say, all right, I'll be there, guess what? I say, all right, I'll send you the link. And someone's going to give you a reminder call about it. Because listen, people who got kids, right? Raise your hand if you got kids, right? And sometimes your kids can get a little wild right before the event, right? And you like, wait a minute, I'm just juggling, doing all this other stuff, right? And you forget about stuff, right? And it just naturally happens. So sometimes a reminder call is needed in order to let that individual know, don't forget, right? The doctors do it all the time because they don't want to waste their time, right? So why don't you just do it here? Because you don't want to waste anybody's time, right? But we're not wasting any time here because all we do is get on Zoom. So I'm excited about that. Listen, just do the reminder call. It gives you more credibility when you do it. So just go ahead and just send it to your mentor, or I send my reminder calls to my business partners, right? So they know that I'm working, right? I'm not just telling them what to do, but I'm doing it myself. So just keep on doing it. So also, you want to just stay out of the way. Look, I'm new, I'm gonna let an expert explain, but just trust me, just come. So I just want you to get that out of the way. You just want to stay out of the way in the invitation and just be new. It's okay to be new. I'm still new. I invite people to presentations all the time. And guess what? I invite them, like Devon, they do 200 meetings with me the last 2 years. So what I like is that I'm new. Look, they probably know I do ACN for the last 10 years, but I'm still new. All right. So, but it doesn't matter because you're just going to keep on saying that, right? And then eventually we'll get on the call. It's all about timing. All right. So this is a PZM checklist. What you want to do is make sure the audio and video is ready. You want to get on 10 or maybe 15 minutes early. That way you can make sure everything's right. Make sure you don't have any audio issues. Make sure you ain't got to get on your cell phone, stuff like that. Put the kids away. I know it said on the slide. I know I just said it out loud, but what I want you to let you know, kids can get a little rowdy, okay? So you might want to put them in another room, right? When you're doing something important, they might get to yelling. I know some of your parents, right? You get on the phone, your kids are quiet before the phone call, but as soon as you get on the phone, next thing you know, they get a little loud, right? And you got to just yell at them. You got to put the mute button and yell at them. Hey, cut it out. But what you want to do is you want to just keep them in another room. Give them a phone, give them a tablet, set up YouTube for a little bit. Look, it's only about 30 minutes, right? And all you got to do is set that up, and look, you just want to just make sure everything is good. Keep the animals away. Pets tend to have a tendency to bark or just get in the way. All right. So just keep them away in another room. The role of the host, I want you to be bold as a host because you set the tempo of this whole entire meeting, right? And what you got to know is that you are the key essential person in this, because if you have a backbone, if you talk with like some authority, right? Because if you talk, just like if you're talking to your kids, right? If you talk to them with a noodle bat, they ain't gonna listen. But if you talk to them with a little bit of aggression, right? You say, hey, you get their attention. So I want you to have that same posture, that same, strictness, and the same authority right there. If you had a normally like a level 2, you can go to like a level 4, right? I'm not talking about a level 10 as far as being excited and yelling and stuff like that, but you can go to a level 4, about 5, right? And I want you to edify the speaker. See, what I want you to do is I want you to make your speaker walk on water and glow in the dark. And the more that you make your speaker walk on water and glow in the dark, the more your speaker can make money for you. And this is why, right? Because the people that you know and that love and trust, they don't know the speaker, right? So what you're giving the speaker, you're giving them the respect in the room because they understand the business, but the information is going to be the same, but they're going to know that this person to you is important. So listen up. So that's what you want to do. You want to edify the speaker, make sure everyone's engaged. The people that have their camera on, watch what they're doing. They're probably engaged. If they had a camera on in their car, they're not really engaged. They're not really paying attention. They're doing something else. So you understand what your result is going to be after that. So understand that. Team etiquette, make sure you dress up from the waist up. Right now, I got some shorts on at the bottom, but you can't even tell, right? But also in the, you want to have upbeat music. You want to make sure to, edify the speaker. You want to sit through the presentation and listen, the host, keep your camera on while the presentation's on. I'm telling you, it will make a difference because your guests are looking at you and making sure you pay attention also. So that's a key essential thing also. And you want to log in before the guests. That way you can have a meeting before the meeting, game plan with your mentor, and that way you can know exactly what's going on. So also after the presentation, people go into breakout rooms. Some people do three-way calls, whatever your mentor is doing at the time. Listen, do the same thing. I'm not trying to steer you in a direction that's not having success. So what I want you to do is keep doing what your mentor is teaching you. But what I want you to do is I want you to ask qualifying questions. So when you get into a breakout room or on a three-way with, an individual, and I want you to say it just like this: what did you like most about the business, right? And what that's going to do is they're going to talk about what they want to do most, right? Or what they like most. If they say residual income, money, that individual wants to make money in this opportunity. But if you see someone that said, look, I just want to support you. I like the project feeding kids. Listen, I just was on here for my cousin, right? And we had some of them answers, right? Or if you say it the wrong way, right? Say like, what do you like most? They're going to say, I like this blue shirt, right? You're like, oh, I like that pink blazer you got on, oh, I like that blue shirt you got on. And that stuff has happened during the presentation. So I want you to make sure that you say, what did you like most about the business? And what I want you to just do is make sure you listen in to what they got a response to, because that'll steer you to the next question. And say if they're interested, and I say, and they got a little hesitation, like, look, but I got to do a couple things before I get started, or something like that. What you want to do is you want to let them know is that, listen, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I want to get started today, how interested are you? And they will give you a number. All right. And based upon that number, you should know whether you push or pull back. Okay. And I want you to focus on that. Okay. So, I want you to do that for a little bit, and what you want to do is if they say they want to get started, just sign them up, share the screen, sign them up. If you can't share a screen, get the information, the information that you need to get started, or link, set up a date to link up in person. That's what you want to do. But, I just want to share a quick story real quick with everyone that's on the call, because I don't want you to prejudge anyone. So a couple months ago, back in December, I had prejudged one of my friends. I known him for a long period of time, right? And what I love about this individual, is that he always had a great spirit, great mentality. He just was in the wrong crowd, right? But, because of that and knowing that, I didn't want to invite him to the ACN, right? But what I found out is, sometimes God just forced you to do things anyway, right? So one time he just called me out. He said, man, I got the money to get started, right? So I said, all right, when I get back from the ACN convention, this was in December, I think it was in Atlanta. So when we got back from Atlanta, guess what? I got him started, right? And what happened was that individual got in my business. He took off, got 9 to 10 business partners in his first 30 days of being involved in business, got over 100 customer points. But what if I wouldn't have did that? What if I wouldn't have got him involved in business? That wouldn't have never happened in business. And I wouldn't have been able to make an impact on that individual life. So, you got to just get out of the way. And I want you to just focus on emptying the bucket and just introducing everyone to ACN that whether if they're 18 and over, invite them, because it's free game. Okay. So I want you to just keep on going, keep on flourishing, and do amazing, great things and impact more people's lives. So, but the next